So here we go. Today is the day. Deontay Wilder taking on Tyson Fury in a rematch of the fight we saw in 2018 where they tied. And obviously that was a good fight, but I am very much looking forward to tonight's fight. I'm going to attempt to provide a bit of my insight. I'm not a hugely knowledgeable about boxing, but I'm going to provide the insight that I can onto this fight, how I think it's going to come down. So ultimately for this fight, I think we're going to get a bit like their first fight, where it's a bit of a slugfest back and forth. I don't think there's going to be a knockout or anything like that. I think it's going to come down to the judges. I recognize that, Wilder's got 41 knockouts and 42 victories, and Tyson Fury's got 20 knockouts and his 29 victories, but I think these two guys are both a little too talented to get knocked out by the other. I think it's going to be a judge decision. I think it's going to be a close decision. It's almost like a pick'em. It's virtually a toss-up for this fight. It can go either way to the judges, but I'm going to go with Tyson Fury for this one. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I feel as though, like I said, it's going to be a drawn-out fight. And in that, I think Tyson Fury has a bit of an edge in that regard. Very slight, like it's very close, this fight. But Tyson Fury, I think, has the edge when it comes to a drawn-out fight. I think he can go a bit longer than Wilder can. We saw the weigh-ins come in today, and Tyson Fury weighing in at 273 pounds, whereas Deontay Wilder is 230 pounds, I believe it was. Something thereabouts. So about 40 pounds of a difference for Tyson Fury. And I get that Tyson Fury's bigger, but Tyson Fury's also got 2 inches on him, and Tyson Fury is very talented at using his size to his advantage. So in the marathon fight, I think that we've seen Tyson Fury with the ability to win in the past. If he can knock out a guy, he can still get the win. But Deontay Wilder, it's not that I'm discrediting 41 knockouts and 42 victories, but just not quite as proven in that regard in the marathon fights like Tyson Fury. And that could just be because Deontay Wilder is such a tremendous boxer that he's just going to knock your ass out, and it won't even matter the distance of the fight. It's just this fight it's a pick'em. It's a 50-50 fight basically, and I gotta pick one for this podcast, and the one I'm picking is Tyson Fury for the reasons that I've stated. However, I'm not going to discredit anybody for picking Wilder. Like, maybe on a different day I would have picked him. I just feel as though right now, going in for that marathon fight, I think Tyson Fury just has that slight edge. But it's a 50-50 fight. I'm very excited. If I had to bet money, I'm betting on Tyson Fury. Not a bad bet to bet on Wilder. It's like almost flipping a coin for this one. But what comes after this fight? Well, what I really want to see is Anthony Joshua take on one of these guys. Anthony Joshua, self-proclaimed as one of the best in the biz. And I think if you want to kind of claim the title as the best, then you got to fight the best. And the best are Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I really want to see that fight, one of those fights at least. I think, the winner of the Fury Wilder 2 should take on a guy like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, I feel like he's a bit scared of fighting these guys. I don't think he can play with these guys. But I want to see it happen. I think he's been kind of scared. He's been running away from the fight, but after Joshua beat out Andy Ruiz, I think it's time. And it'll be after this fight. I think the next fight for Fury or Wilder should be the Joshua fight. Not like talking smack about Anthony Joshua. I just don't think he'd be able to match one of those guys. Obviously, Anthony Joshua could kick my ass, but I think Fury or Wilder could kick Anthony Joshua's ass in a boxing match. That's how I feel about that one. But I don't know if it'll happen. I hope it does, but I'm not quite sure if that will ever come to fruition. I hope for the sake of the sport and for the sake of my entertainment and everybody else's entertainment that we are treated eventually to the Joshua Fury or Joshua Wilder fight. It would be a monumental occasion in the boxing world. But for the fight today, we're going to see, some classic heavyweight boxing, 80s, 90s style, like back, in the glory days, if you will, of the sport. I think we're going to see, reminiscence of that in the Fury Wilder fight. I'm very excited. Like I said again, I'm going with Fury, but it's a toss-up. Let me know what you think about the fight at Amateur PDC on Twitter or Instagram. You can also comment on the YouTube video to let me know your opinions on the fight, or you can tell me my opinion's wrong, because people like to do that these days. If you want to stay up to date with the daily content we put out on the Amateur Sports Podcast, you can follow us, like I said, on Twitter, Instagram. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But as usual, post every single day. So we will see you again tomorrow for another episode.